Okay, ladies and gentlemen, take Tree over here. George is back from the dead. Literally. Man down, phone down. Pod never gonna go down though. I am not letting this pod go down.
Hands down, man down,
for
motherfucker.
for a fucking Samsung Note 3, 6, 7, 8 Galaxy fucking alienated explosion ass phone. Yeah, exactly. So, anyways,
Stop
George,
acting like a
can you
bitch.
please remind me which episode we out here? 2Gs in the pod.
I think we episode 36, bro, ain't we?
Yeah, most likely, because last time we had like KD.
Yeah, that was the KD
with
one,
with the big trio from OKC.
Yeah.
And now the league is actually yo, I don't even know where to start right now. Like, are we doing ball talk? Are we doing Joker talk? Are we doing Hong Kong talk? Are we doing life talk? Are we doing illness talk? Blows in your nose talk? Like, what do you want, man? You tell me. What's your comfort level right now, man?
Nah, G. Honestly, it's up to you, bro.
Well, first of all, fuck all the shit that's going on in the world. We got to talk about you. How are you feeling right now, George? Tell me, man.
Oh, man, it feels good to breathe. Finally, man. I just had a surgery in my nose called septoplasty, where they fix a deviated septum. Word. And a septum is basically what actually constitutes your two nostrils, and for a lot of us they're like very crooked, but for a very small populace of us, they are very crooked, but they're also impeding like the actual ability for air to flow in and out. So it affects a whole bunch of shit, like your cardio, puts you at risk of like sleep apnea, all that shit, man, because a lot of motherfuckers don't know, George, but it's actually better to breathe through your nose, okay? So I don't know if you know this, but because the process to breathe through your nose, it takes longer. It's a lot slower than if you breathe through your mouth, and it gives your lungs enough time to pick up the proper amount of oxygen from every breath that you're taking, as opposed to if you're going in and out of your mouth, it's too quick. So people generally who are mouth breathers don't get enough oxygen usually. So they're a lot easier out of breath, or they have a lot of issues like snoring, other problems. So like I had that fixed, hopefully. It was tough because it was about a week ago. And for the first 4 or 5 days, I couldn't breathe out of my nose at all.
Well, yo, man.
Just the last 2 days, man. Finally, it's been clearing up, and bro, I could see the light.
Just give me the light. Well, yo, round of applause for George, man, on a successful surgery, and he's back to life, back to reality.
I'll tell you, the scariest part about it was the fucking anesthesia, bro. That's for damn sure. I wasn't scared about the actual procedure. I was scared about the anesthesia because another motherfucker is controlling your ability to
breathe,
to be awake, bro.
To be awake.
Yeah, to be awake and alive, you know?
Holy shit, that sounds like...
So imagine if that shit doesn't work, whatever happens after they put you to sleep, right? And the crazy thing is there's no way for them to know if it's actually going to work or not, right? Because I've never had surgery. Anyone that has had a surgery before and then has had a concoction of anesthesia... Because fucking anesthesia, bro, like, it's not just one drug, right? It's a cocktail. It could be intravenous. It could be actual, like, gas that they, like, put in your mouth. But for a guy like me, who, thank God, has never had surgery before, I could say safely I was scared because, fuck, as soon as he puts you out, like a light.
You don't know.
Fuck, but you don't know if you're waking up, you know?
Yeah.
It's pretty scary.
For anyone who didn't understand any of these medical terms that George just described about his nose surgery, basically what happened was that he's Lebanese. That's it. He's Leb and his nose is crooked like Leb's.
Yeah.
That's the best way to explain it. So we all need to have this operation. But George, I do know the feeling of breathing through my nose because that's what I do. I actually I'm going to have to knock on wood now because I don't want to jinx myself. But I've never been that guy to breathe through his mouth. I always breathe the natural way like you're supposed to, like you said.
Yeah.
Just like that, man.
Yeah, man, it feels good.
I'm the exception to the Lebanese rule of having a really nasty nose.
Man, it's because of that little extra bump that you got up here. It's actually good.
That was the bump from Zahli, bro.
Bro, this is a good bump from Zahli here because it's like a little bit of a...
Zahlan from Zahli.
Like of a cliff. Like, it actually, like, it goes up. so that
On a Tuesday.
it goes up on a Tuesday. Man, it's good. It's like extra air is actually flowing into your nose,
Really?
bro.
So now that it's done,
It's going like that. I like that.
like my dick. But like now,
Guys, don't put your dick up your nose, okay? Fucking George is weird. I'm sorry for
it's
that.
not my fault they could reach there. You know what I'm saying?
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Get the fuck out.
Fuck out of here.
So George, no, but it's just that you said that now for the last 2 days you're capable of breathing. So, and that you actually felt like shit because we went to go watch the Joker movie, which we will get into that briefly.
Yes, sir.
In a bit, and
Spoiler
I'm giving
alert.
you the advanced spoiler alert right now. We have to hit him with the spoiler alert tag or whatever. But you seem fine to me, but apparently you felt like absolute crap when
I
you were
was
in the theater.
suffocating, man.
Yeah.
Because after this fucking surgery, the doctor tells you not to blow your nose for 10 days. I still haven't blown my nose because I'm not at the 10th day yet. That's Saturday. But imagine you have this shit coming out of your nose and you just have to keep, and bro, you keep have to like as opposed to it going out, it has to go back in, man. You gotta sniffle your ass all the way. You gotta sniffle, bro. You gotta sniffle that ass all the way, and then you taste it down your throat. You're like, fuck this shit. This is some BIA BIA shit right here.
The click is actually the doctor.
Yeah.
No, fuck the doctor. I know last time I made a joke about the doctor, but that doctor was really the guy who's responsible for your own life. And luckily for you, and thank God that, you know, it came out just fine.
Thank God.
And now you out here doing 2 G's in the pod.
G's up.
Episode 36 in this bitch, you know what I'm saying? George dropped his phone, which he can't seem to get enough of. Because there's too much going on the internet right now. There's a lot of shit going on in this world. There's a fucking war going on outside no man is safe from, bro.
But I say before any of that, we talk about the Joker because that's what we alluded to already. That's a good flow in right there. An unintentional flow in because I'm telling you guys, all this shit is not, it's not plotted. It's not planned. It's not fact checked, man. We just talk out of our asses. So the Joker, George, tell me about what you thought about the Joker, man. I know that's a heavy question. I know.
What you mean, bro? It's as light as fucking Rey Mysterio Jr. or something. No, honestly, George, movie of the year, man. Movie of the year. And you know what?
Wow, that's a big crown.
Bro, I watched 2/3 of I watched 2/3 of the movies in theater with you this year.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, we watched 2 movies together, and of those 2 movies. Well, Joker was obviously one of them, and to me, it was the fucking best movie I've seen in a very long time.
Yeah, man, it is very
The only thing that bothered me, okay, here are the few things that bothered me. And it has nothing even to do with the movie. The first thing that bothered me was right after we left, you immediately start hopping on the fucking Batman movie that's coming out in 2 goddamn years, George.
Yeah.
The second thing that bothered me was me being asked multiple times, was it better than Dark Knight? Which is better, Joker or Dark Knight?
By whom? By
friends,
fuck
friends,
anybody? Okay.
Friends, 2 friends.
Okay.
2 friends of mine. One of them asked me so George, like, not to throw you under the bus, but I did have someone invite me to go to the theater, but because it was a first come first serve basis, and I was actually glad I went with your selection because not only did we have comfortable seats, but we also had
The best seats in
the
town.
best fucking seats, like top row. You know what I'm saying? Even though I was at the very left corner, top corner. I was really happy where I was, bro. Like, usually when I go to the theaters, I fall asleep. But this one, I was zoned in, man. I was zoned the hell in, man. Joaquin, who I used to think his name was Joakim, like Joakim Noah.
Yeah.
I thought his name was Joakim Phoenix son or some shit.
Joaquin Phoenix.
But Joaquim, who, by the way, did not know this, but he's also River Phoenix's brother, who I didn't even know who that was until I heard him in a Tyler, the Creator song. Because he name dropped him.
And also, this guy is vegan since age 3.
Okay, George, I'm tired of this vegan shit. You just ate a whole goddamn bag of Ruffles, which is the boringest bag of chips
Motherfucker,
of
I
all
had
time.
5 chips, man. I had 5
5
motherfucking
multiplied
chips.
by what?
5 fucking chips.
5
George.
what? 5 kilos, you
Get
mean?
the hell out of
5
here,
kilos
bro.
of chips.
Get the hell out of
No,
here.
no,
bro.
no. You get that garbage out of here. I just saw one of your abs disappear after you ate those 5 chips. Man.
Get the
Get that
fuck
garbage
outta
out of here, man. You,
Get the
bro,
fuck
we're going to
outta here.
scrap after this shit, I swear. Actually, we're going to scrap during the pod. 2 G's in the scrap. So yeah,
Joker.
but so Joaquin Phoenix, I'm going to tell you a real quick little rundown of this guy.
Wait, pause yourself. Yeah. All these motherfuckers asking you if it was better than The Dark Knight. What'd you tell them?
Too soon, man. You can't tell me that.
Yeah, it's tough, eh?
First of all, it's two completely different movies. One is the origin, right? One is the prequel. The one tells us the story of the man who was the man
Arthur
before.
Fleck.
Yeah, Arthur fucking Fleck, the homie, Robert De Niro's killer, or rather Franklin Murray's killer. Yeah, spoiler alert, we told you already. But Arthur Fleck, man, and George, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I came into this movie not knowing what to expect. I didn't know if it was gonna be like a Marvel DC type movie where it was all action packed and a lot of whoosh, whoosh, and grrr, a lot of gunshots and a lot of this. There were gunshots, but I did not know that it was gonna be more of a drama type flick. You know what I mean? Until later on in the movie when it picked up, when the guy started to realize how much of a psycho he really was. You know, but. It was great, man. The psychology, the acting, the performance of a fucking lifetime from Joaquin. Do you think he's gonna win a fucking Oscar for this?
This guy better need. Well, I hope he. First of all,
Isn't it too late for that though?
I hope he gets nominated. No, I
For
hope he
Best
gets
Actor.
nominated. First of all, they're probably not going to because these fucking Academy people are stupid and they classify anything that is a superhero film or based on comics unworthy, even though they're some of the best movies.
So they think they're superior to that.
Bro, they
they're better
blackballed
than
that shit. Yeah, for sure.
And probably what the message portrays in the movie, all the things that we've seen in the movie, like
no, man, it's art. It's art. Honestly,
is,
listen. In the movie chat group that the two of us are both in, I know a lot of guys were scrapping, saying, "Oh, he was better than Heath Ledger." No, he wasn't better. No, he was. No, he wasn't. Blah 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 blah. Man, I can't even compare them, bro. I can't even.
No,
okay.
No.
Because a lot of motherfuckers don't know this, and I'm gonna break this down. Probably only your cousin that came here and did the pod with us actually is aware of, is the fact that the Joker is actually like multiple people, bro. Do you know that? In the comics, there's not one fucking Joker. There is a Joker, he dies or he gets put in jail, and because another person like observes his just his fucking insanity,
Yeah.
and like admires it, they act the same way, and then it goes on and on and on and on, right? So so a lot of motherfuckers are saying, well, he's better than Heath Ledger. No, he's not. Blah blah blah. Man, the whole goal with the Joker is you have to look at these people as two different characters, two different people who are the Joker, and two different actors entirely. Don't think of them as both being Joker, you know, bro. You got to think of it as like Joker A and Joker B, for example, right?
Yeah.
Now, in the comics, there is a lot of unknown as to the true origin of the first Joker, but that's the point. So I fucking tell people, no, man. Look, I appreciate the hell out of this Joker a lot, and I also appreciate the hell out of the fucking Heath Ledger Joker a lot, and I also appreciate the hell out of the Joker portrayed by Jack Nicholson or Jack.
Nicholson.
Nicholas?
No. It was Jack. Yeah.
Okay.
Nicholson, bro.
The
Laker legend.
Exactly. And I also appreciate the Joker played in Batman the animated show that actually made the Joker the popular character it is, being played by the motherfucker who played Luke Skywalker in Star Wars. Shout out to Mark Hamill.
Yeah, you know.
Okay?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you right now, man, each of those Jokers, even the Jared Leto Joker, honestly, all these Jokers are different because they're played by different characters in the comics, and they're played by different actors in like real life, man. So it's all about taking your idea of the Joker, how I as an actor would say, okay, I want to portray this Joker as being like this. It's all about that person. It's all up to that person's creativity, man. And Joaquin Phoenix played a fucking like masterful role. The Joker he played is actually a lot more sane than the Heath Ledger Joker. Like the Heath Ledger Joker was just a more violent, insane motherfucker that nobody could connect to because of how crazy and violent he was, right? But this Joker, I felt like people could connect with him, and that's why a lot of people are picking him as their quote-unquote best or favorite Joker, Because a lot of people, all of us, me, you, man, it's been talked about in our pod, in our podcast episode, In My Feelings, man. Any of y'all that want to listen to it, go. It was a great fucking episode, okay?
Way back. Oh,
Way
man.
back,
I'm about
okay?
to hit you with a fucking.
Everyone.
I'm gonna hit you with a pipe bomb after you're done with this. Man.
Everyone has gone through a mental health problem or is currently going through some type. It doesn't matter if it's anxiety, depression, bipolar, whatever it is, okay? People are going through some shit, and this Joker is relatable because of that. That's why he's such a big hit.
Two things, man. It was actually the episode called Therapy Session, George. In My Feelings was the one where I decided to roast Drake for the first time.
My bad.
And also, George, did you know? Really, 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 really fun fact, bro. Happy 1 year anniversary, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, son. It's been a motherfucking year in this bitch. Yeah, I'm saying, so we gotta hit him. For anybody who does not know, who hasn't been listening to us from the very beginning, about a year ago, 2 G's in the Pod was established.
Yes, sir.
It was mid-October, October 14th to be exact.
On an NBA draft night.
On NBA freaking draft night, the fantasy league that George participated in. I wasn't part of it yet, but it was the beginning of two legends in the podcast game, and bro, I can't believe it. It's been an actual year, man.
Can't
like
believe it
how
already.
the times fly,
Woo!
man. You know what I'm saying?
Already a year.
So,
Oh,
one time, man.
Honestly, George, it's been an absolute pleasure, and I love you, man. And I would never want to have anyone else destroy the pod with me.
Love you too, bro. Love you too, man. Big shout out to you. Big shout out to myself. Big shout out to all of our loyal listeners out there. Like this is like all of our episodes crumble into one, man. There's gonna be some ADHD in here, some therapy session in here, In My Feelings, because we don't even know how to segue our shit right now. Because I can't believe it's been an actual year. Because I'm just thinking about it right now. Like, you know, Thanksgiving's coming up. We did our shit literally a year ago, and it started on a freaking weekend. And now a year later, it turns out that I decided to finally join. I gave up to beat. If you can't beat him, join him. So I decided to join George on his fantasy league thing.
Yeah.
Join that journey for a measly $20, which hopefully I'll get back and then end up getting, what, 160?
Yeah.
160 in that motherfucking basket right there.
Why not, bro? Why not, man? That's some good coin.
But yo, anyways, George, let's go.
Back to Joker.
Back to the fucking Joker. So here's the thing. Everyone can relate to this one. Yeah, but the thing is, you got to understand that, you know, Heath Ledger's role was, he was full-fledged crazy. He was batshit crazy, pun intended.
Man, he was so crazy it killed him, man.
And because of that, that's why, like, there are two completely different type of characters.
Yeah.
By the way, this guy, Joaquin, man, you got to give this guy credit. I did not know this guy lost a ton of weight. I thought you lost a lot of weight, George, but this guy, did you see that shoulder blade, bro? Like, did you see him do all these weird, creepy fucking...
Man, it was his back action was something else, man. Shit.
Oh, that shit was nasty, bro. Like, not like nasty where I can't see, but it was just weird to see, you know what I mean? And his laugh.
Everybody gets what they fucking deserve.
George. By the way,
there's a lot of that movie, and this is a big spoiler alert for all y'all motherfuckers, but there's a lot of that movie.
Stop calling them motherfuckers, man. They're not fucking
you
mothers, bro.
Motherfuck you. No, honestly, listen. Trust me.
Oh shit.
Trust me on this. A lot of that movie, it didn't happen. I don't believe the part where he got like dragged out of the car and then he stood up on the car and he started dancing. That to me, I think was another like hallucination.
Mean the cop car?
Yeah.
But that was the best part though.
No, I believe he got hit, but I think he just got arrested and got taken right to the hospital. I don't think people took him out and started to praise him like he was God or some shit.
But that was an amazing
spoiler alert.
Cinematography.
It was.
Oh, that was beautiful. Like that right there would easily be a poster in your basement.
That fucking film was filled with symbolism like crazy.
Yep.
The dance that he did, he actually learned. It's like a butterfly dance, by the way. It's a dance that butterflies do as they're coming out of a cocoon. Do you know that?
Nah, that wasn't what I heard.
And he fucking like went online and he copied some like Aboriginal people who like do the dance. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, man, there was some like crazy shit in that movie.
There are a lot of influences.
There's a lot of symbolism.
I have a hard time enjoying movies these days, man. All these movies that come out are just remakes or they're just continuous like what do you call them? Sequels on top of sequels. I'm like, I'm tired of this shit, bro. Like, nothing I watch is even fun anymore. Like, I haven't watched any good movie in a long. The last movie that I watched that I genuinely enjoyed was Get Out, which came out almost 2 years ago.
Shit.
Actually, it did come out 2 years ago. Yeah, two and a half, almost 3 now. I watched Jordan Peele's next movie, Us, this year. Despised that. That movie, it left me more confused than anything, bro. I didn't even know what to feel. I watched this movie. I felt so alive, man. It was such an amazing movie. Like, man, I don't know how much more dick eating I could do right now, bro.
So,
it was just beautiful, man.
So,
Loved it.
George, I want to ask you. Tell me your favorite part, and then tell me your least favorite part about the movie.
Like, I have to go watch it again, man. Like, that's the thing. Like, it just happened so fast. It's like, damn, I need to go back and watch it again so I can remember every single thing. But my favorite parts, or at least one part, I don't even know if I can narrow it down to just one. I can't even tell you. I can't tell you, bro. I'm not good at this. One part, okay, you know what? How about I start with the negative, okay? When the guy finally realized that he was wildin' and he was rocking that classic suit and then he painted his face and his hair a little green. And then he hops out of the elevator, and then the fucking hockey arena song came out. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Why that song? Why would they choose? That was a horrible selection of a song because that scene, that whole slow-mo of him walking out and everything was so epic, and they could have made it even more perfect if they chose the perfect song to go with it.
I say the perfect song at that scene would have been opera or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, one of them.
Because opera is scary. It's like mobster type, and this film had the mobster type.
Yeah.
Bro, it had vibes of like a mobster movie the whole time.
Listen, bro. So one of my favorites was him on the train with those Wall Street boys.
Yes, that was a good part.
Harassing the girl, and then eventually harassing him, and then he went out of his way.
Shot him, man.
Not
Crazy.
because I encourage and I condone violence like that and just shooting people like the guns come out like fitty, but it was just for what that scene caused for the rest of the movie, because those riots that happened throughout the movie, it all got like that. That's what sparked it. So to me, that was one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie, the subway scene. There was also other parts of the movie that people are saying that also never actually happened, like the imagination of him being with the girl.
Well, that was obvious.
What's it called? Like, people were also alleging whether the guy killed her or not. Zazie, that's the actress's name. Because the ambulance came out after. I don't see. That's the thing. I don't remember that part. I need to go back and watch it again. I'm gonna have to go kill.
Well, because honestly, listen, like the whole film was shot like that. It was shot like that on purpose because it wanted you to like double think and say, shit, is this real? Is it not real? Is it this? Is it that? You know what I mean?
And I give him credit for doing that. There's
Trust
a lot of
me,
Easter eggs, bro.
Bro, I'm telling you, the part that like I loved about the movie, man, it wasn't even a part. It was the like progression of the movie. From the minute it starts and you see him get bullied and like the sign broken, that's when it starts, and then it gets worse, and then it gets worse.
I like that scene.
And you see, it's just the whole movie how he's getting more unhealthy.
Yeah. Like
mentally more unhealthy. That to me was eerie, and I'm like, fuck, this is gonna go bad. And the whole time I'm like, the whole time inside I'm screaming at this fucking messed up society that we live in, and I'm screaming saying, man, stop hurting this guy, stop hurting this guy, stop hurting this guy. You
felt for him.
I felt for him, and I feel for all these people that have to battle like that every single day. And I don't condone anything that happens, whether gun violence or attacks or this or that. But, man, if you push people on the ground and you stomp on them, you kick them, you hurt them, you spit on them, and, you take everything away from them, and including their meds and shit that they need, man, all hell is going to break loose. And the only thing you could do is, like, brace for impact. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, you know what? This was my actual. I'm gonna break down my favorite part into another part, the subway part. When the first two guys died, and he went chasing the third dude, he went after that guy.
Act stupid, I'll pop the trunk.
Yeah.
That was my favorite part, man. Once he saw that third guy and he started going after him like James Bond, and then he finally caught him before the stairs. Once he got that man down, oh man, it was warfare right there.
It was over, bro.
Yeah, That's when shit started to hit it like the fan in his head. And bro, what other part that I was really baffled by, that I was so befuddled I didn't understand a single thing, when the guy went from shoving himself into the fridge to suddenly getting a call from the Franklin Murray show.
So
did
people
that
think. So there is a fan theory that he dies after going in the fridge. He puts himself in that fridge and he dies there, and everything that happens after is just a hallucination as he's about to die.
So you're telling me he never actually killed Franklin Murray?
All of this is just fan theory, right?
Yeah,
and this is what Todd
speculation, man.
Phillips, who is a good director, he actually did that on purpose. So it's hard to know if it's a real thing, if it's a fake thing, if it's not. Man, it's hard to know what the fuck's going on. But yeah, so I would say like a couple of the favorite parts of the film, like I said, was just the overall progression and those like moments that you see him just getting worse and decompensating more and more and more. The only parts that I didn't like, I didn't like how he actually killed his mom. I felt that scene.
Hell yeah, man.
No, I felt that scene, it had a lot more on the table to serve me, but it didn't serve me enough because, again, spoiler alert, he picks up the pillow and he just chokes her out, right?
Yo, bro, I'm sorry to say this, but he Chris Benoit his mom, man.
He did,
Oh,
and
shit, I can't believe
I
I said
would
that.
have preferred there to be some kind of dialogue, like he and his mom talking about it first, and then her saying to him, "Well, you're this or that," but just I don't know. But I felt more. I felt like I was left wanting much more out of that scene.
Yeah.
And the same goes for the scene where he goes to the apartment and he kills the guy that gave him the gun.
Yeah.
But then he like spares the short guy.
Short man, yeah.
And I mean, okay, but like I saw that one coming, right? I knew that Joker or Arthur Fleck was gonna spare the little guy and kill the other guy.
Mm-hmm.
But the parts of the movie that I liked were the shock value parts where I didn't see coming.
Yeah.
And I felt like that. And I don't want the small guy to die. Absolutely not. And yeah, I agree. If he were to have died, it probably would have actually gone against the whole point of the movie. And that is, you get what you fucking deserve. I get it. But I felt like there could have definitely been a spin on that scene. That's for sure.
Bro, listen, man, just to sum it up, it just left me with a lot of questions. It's one of those amazing movies where you have to watch it multiple times to understand, like, to catch the things that you missed initially. There's so many things that I probably don't even remember from the first time that I'm probably going to catch the second time and then the third time and then the fourth time. I know I'm going to watch this multiple times. And I'm also one of those guys. This also applies to TV shows, all right, George? It's like Breaking Bad, man. I got hooked on Breaking Bad the moment it started. Same thing with this movie. The moment we saw him in the room putting on the makeup and then going outside, dancing with the sign, and then the kids stealing it and running away, I was immediately hooked, man, from the get-go, man. And that's one of the reasons why I love this movie, because it got me going from the very beginning to the very end. And it's yes, it left me with questions, but it's like that's a good thing to me. That's a good thing to me because it makes you want more, just like you said. It makes you want to see more. I did cringe at the part where he went to his mom in the hospital room and then he decided to suffocate her with a pillow. I really didn't like that part because it's like, man, that's your mom, bro. That is your mom.
I know, it's pretty crazy.
I get it. Your mom has her issues too. Yeah, but you're the one who's taking care of her. So I pray that whole part with his mom was also fictional and didn't actually happen. Because, bro, like the moment he found out that Bruce Wayne's dad, was it Thomas Wayne, was potentially
Wayne, exactly.
the moment he found out that Thomas Wayne was potentially his dad, which now led to more speculation of him and Bruce Wayne, aka Batman, being potentially his brother, which is weird because those two are like 30 years apart. Fam, oh man. Wait, no, it can't be because that kid was what, like 7 in the movie, George?
So based on the actual like film itself and the films that were posted that were showing at the theaters that day, it takes place in the early 80s, like 81, 82ish realm, So like Bruce Wayne, he would be what, like 8 years old in that film?
He was definitely under 10.
He was for sure under 10. So yeah, I mean, theoretically, because they're gonna go for a relatively like a younger choice for Batman for this upcoming the Batman movie, it makes sense that it might fall along the same timeline, or they just fucking went rogue and they did their timeline completely on their own, and they said fuck all the other Batman movies, bro. This is a Joker movie, and that's what we're doing.
Yeah. Well, whatever our assumptions and our speculations are, man, all I know is that if they do ever make a sequel to this movie, I'm all in. I don't know if Joaquin Phoenix is in because he's not generally known to make sequels. He's not a fan of those. In fact, I noticed something about this guy, man. I don't know if it's all like a troll or him like playing with our minds, because now he's going on his press run, doing all these late night interviews with all the Jimmys and just doing interviews with all the media. And it was awkward to see him on Kimmel, specifically Jimmy Kimmel, because Kimmel was asking him questions like off topic from the movie, just about his life and what kind of things he likes to do, like the breakdancing and the hip hop and stuff. And then he decided to clown him, like no pun intended, with the cardboard in his room because he doesn't like doing it for the people outside. And then Joaquin answers with a very dry, "You make fun of it, but it's serious to me." And he kept a straight face. And I don't know if it was intentional or it was like part of an act.
For sure, that's part of the Joker act right there.
Bro, he's been doing this for a minute, though. Like, when a guy went on Letterman 10 years ago with that big-ass beard, and he looked like the guy, Philanophagus, the dude from The Hangover, with his big, fat-ass beard. And
Zach Galifianakis?
yeah, and those big-ass fucking, sunglasses and Advils that he was fucking wearing that episode there, that interview. And he was definitely in character mode, but Letterman didn't know that, apparently. He did not know that. Because he came on a year and a half later, and then he went on and he admitted to him that, yeah, it was just a ruse. And I was just like, it was actually me acting for like another role or some shit, because, man, he was really weird. That was 10 years ago. And
bro, I think this guy's a method actor, right? He gets into his parts, and he had to get into this part a lot, right? Like very similar.
But the movie's out
very
now.
similar to what Heath Ledger did. I know, but the whole funny thing is that, bro, it's irony, man. I don't think you caught this. It's irony, though, right?
Okay,
because
that's definitely that.
Because the movie is about a guy dying to get on a talk show, right? And
Or
acting awkward on the talk show, and then he kills the host of the talk show.
And then all the damn
And-
YouTube comments, bro. They all have to come out, man. Like, yo,
And
Jimmy.
that's why, that's why he's popping up on these shows. He's acting awkward. He's trying to be a little bit in character like Arthur Fleck,
It is definitely
Bro, it's to fuck with people.
It was definitely ironic to see that. Now that you think about it, it's like, Jimmy, do you want to hear a joke? but I'm glad.
Honestly, man, I gotta watch this shit, man. After Conan O'Brien got canned from fucking like TBS, whatever, Fox, whatever he was on, I stopped watching the late shows. I gotta actually watch these clips, bro.
I didn't even know that O'Brien got taken
Well, not
out.
canned, but he bounced or some shit. And
word.
now he does a show, and I don't know. Like, I love Conan O'Brien.
But
I used to love the late night talk show.
But
host,
listen. At the end of the day, he's still, like, Joaquin was doing his press run and all that, and then he walked out of one of the interviews. We don't have an actual footage of it, but the interviewer asked him an awkward question about the role, and then he didn't like it, so he walked out. And then there's a bunch of YouTube reaction videos to that, or just like other news outlets that are like talking about it. Then he hops on to both Jimmy shows. And on Fallon, he seemed very comfortable, where he sits all like this, kind of like he did. I think he did the same thing on in the movie, where he sits with his legs all crossed and comfortable, like he's sitting on a leather couch or whatever. Yo, Joaquin is a very interesting. He's an intriguing person, man.
He's a G, man, 100%.
Definitely an interesting and unique person from my eyes, from what I've seen so far. Bro, I feel ashamed for not even knowing about this guy's movie catalog. I only knew about Her, and that's the only other movie I've watched. Right now, my next movie on my bucket
Bro,
list.
this guy was on Gladiator. No?
Anyways, bro, I'm not even gonna get into the
Yo, you're
Gladiator.
crazy.
But my next movie on my bucket list is The Master. That one was my highly recommended movie to watch. So
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and watch that one. That's him being the guy, post-war veteran, who doesn't know how to act or whatever. And by the way, there was a lot of classic movie references that were kind of shown in this movie. Maybe you've seen them, maybe you haven't, and they both the movies that I'm about to name drop include Robert De Niro, Scorsese movies. Taxi Driver.
Man, Taxi Driver is finally showing up on like the streaming things that
Services?
I got.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm gonna watch it one of these days, man.
Which one has it? Because I looked it up and I don't think
Taxi is there. I think Netflix. It's there.
No, you're right. They do, but I think I
also have to watch a Raging Bull, man. People tell me that that's one of the best De Niro movies.
Raging Bull.
It's really
no.
yeah. He plays like a boxer who's fucked up in the head. He like beats his wife, and apparently he actually hit the girl. He actually hit the actress. Like he and the actress said, "Oh, it would be good if you actually hit me or some shit."
A legit hit.
It was like a legit hit. Like it was too legit to quit.
So
yeah.
he Mike Tyson'd her or something.
Or some
Jesus
bullshit,
Christ, man. Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro has been an ongoing thing with us, bro. Like, we talked about him
But
a
I'm
couple
glad
of months
this guy
ago.
didn't mail it in, man. I'm glad this guy played a good part in this movie, man, because he's been mailing in his shit lately.
Hey, man, but your boy Andrew Scholes, who's been on fire lately, you love him to death. I know you do.
Love it.
He actually said the opposite, though. He said that De Niro was shit in the Joker. He didn't like his role in the movie. And then they started roasting him for his teeth, because I actually noticed it, too. It did look like he had some veneers on. I'm like, damn, I've never seen such white, bright teeth like that in my life, bro.
Bro, it's called the Hollywood smile, man. That's
Yeah,
hilarious,
but
now all you motherfuckers
it
know.
was probably for the role anyways. You see him do that little butterfly dance too or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And that also reminds me to answer your question initially. That's another favorite scene of mine was when the guy was prepping for his interview on the show, where he grabbed the tape and then he started to reenact shit. Remember, he was in the apartment and he would go in and out, and then he would sit and he would have the gun. Oh, and then the gun in the hospital, fam. Come on, man. How can I forget that with the kids? And then he kicks it. Come on, man. That was the kids saw the gun and
Yeah, bro, they started laughing at it.
the kids saw the gun and they were like, "Yo!"
Man,
But yeah.
I'm telling you, man, that's what happens when you got mental health issues, bro. There's a perception that you have to bring a gun into a children's hospital, even if you're like him, a nice guy who's not gonna harm any kids. I don't know, man.
You know who I need to talk to? I need to talk to Joaquin and to Todd Phillips. I need to know their thought process on all of this. Well, mainly the writer and the producer, whatever.
No, so a lot of people have been asking them about these fan theories they have. If he died in the fridge, if he this, if he that. They did this on purpose. They don't have the answer because they are like you. They are also audience members. They made the shit
To get you talking.
It's up to you to interpret the shit. So it's not like they have the answers for you.
Word. Yeah, well, they definitely did a good job because the world is freaking talking now, and they'll probably be talking for years to come. This movie is going to be a cult classic eventually. I know The Dark Knight is already. Everyone loves that movie. That movie has like a good 9 rating, overall rating.
That movie has legs, man. There's still motherfuckers talking about it, man.
Of course, bro. To me though, I don't think it beats Cloverfield though. No, I'm just kidding. It's because those two movies came out the same year, and I remember watching Cloverfield right around the time when R.I.P. Heath Ledger passed, and then like months later, I was actually worried that the guy that they weren't done filming it, and that he wouldn't finish his roles as a Joker in that movie, but apparently he had just finished filming it prior to his death. So I'm glad that we at least got to see him entirely, and then I think it ended with him hanging up like upside down or whatever. I need to go back and watch The Dark Knight. That's definitely on my rewatch bucket list.
The rewatchables.
So overall, George, for now, I know it might be too soon, but what's your rating on a scale of 1 to 10?
I give the movie itself, I give it like a 7.5. But the acting from like the main actor from Joaquin Phoenix, I give him a 10, bro.
A great 10. So in that case,
yeah, bro, I gave him a 10.
So you give him a 10 and you give the movie a 7.5. That means like overall, it's what, like an 8.5 then?
No. Overall, it's like a 7.5 for me.
Man, if you don't get that, yo, bro,
It was good, but there's some parts where I think it fell flat. I feel also like the film was like rushed. I don't know, because I feel like they could have maybe added a bit more to certain scenes or do certain things. And man, I'm telling you about this movie, it almost did not get made. Todd Phillips had to argue with DC to actually get it filmed, and even up until a couple of months before it came out, when they were doing like reshoots and all this shit. They were like scrambling.
Yeah.
Bro, they had a lot of turmoil. They didn't finalize the role of Thomas Wayne till like weeks after they started filming. It was supposed to be one of the Baldwins, you know?
Yeah, Alec Baldwin.
It was Alec, and then he dropped out. Then they had to recast. Bro, there was some shit going on. With this
Yo,
movie.
my mind right now is like that GIF. My mind just exploded, bro. I swear to God, George, I am actually shocked right now. Do you know why? Because I actually thought that was him already in the movie. Because there were several times throughout the movie where I thought, yo, fam, this guy looks like Alec Baldwin, man. Is that really him? Or is that like his stunt double?
No,
because he
it
looked
was
like
Alec Baldwin first.
Yeah, but that dude...
And then he dropped out.
But the main guy, the actual actor, looks like a great value Alec Baldwin, man.
He does.
But
that was on purpose.
I think that was also a satire Donald Trump, man. I don't know. You think?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean, he was trying to run for something.
The whole movie was just a flip on all the perception, right? Like, Thomas Wayne is actually a good guy. He was like beloved, and he was all this shit. The same with the wife.
But those three dudes,
but
were his
they
employees,
flipped
right?
him out. But they put him upside down. They made him look like a lot more of a real politician, right? So,
bro, all those riots in the movie have now got me thinking about the riots going on in Hong Kong, bro. Like, are you up to speed with that right now? Do you even know what's going on?
I'm trying not to follow this shit,
or are
bro.
you only in NBA implicated?
Only because of the NBA like implications. I knew generally that there were protests happening. I didn't really check into why. I try to avoid the news any which way I can.
I'll say Hong Kong to George, and George will be like,
Who?
like George is literally that bamboozled by anything that's not do with sports, man. Like, George, man, step your fucking pop culture game up, fam. This is a pop culture.
It's not pop culture.
This is everything culture, bro. This is political culture. It's religion culture. It's George. Halal al telephone, man. So how do you feel about the Rockets manager who basically got a whole NBA fucking organization banned from China? Man?
I know, he really fucked up, man. He really fucked up. But I'm glad that like Adam Silver backed him up in like a relative way.
Nah. You see, that is fake there. That's hella fake. Man.
I am, because
not you, both of you actually, you and him.
Fuck
because you're backing a guy who's being fake about another guy who's supporting the cause going on in Hong Kong. When initially he says, "Yo, we do not support this guy's thoughts and opinions. It doesn't reflect on how we feel as an organization." Shut the fuck up, man.
That's the owner of the Rockets. Like, the owner of the Rockets, he's a bitch. Because he jumped right on Twitter as soon as that comment came out, and he threw his homie like under the bus, saying this is not the values of like, man, I'll tell you right now, the real test is how people act when you threaten to take the bags away. If you threaten to take those bags away,
God
bro,
damn, man.
This is how you really want to like judge or assess a person.
I'm gonna sound like
George. I could tell you're taking this.
No, I'm just no, because you said the key word.
It's hard.
Bags.
Vent this shit. Vent this shit. Vent. Let's go.
No, but you just said it. I'm saying it with my
yellow,
chest.
This is your Hadouken
I'm
shit,
saying
bro.
it with my breath. Like, I'm legit. Like,
Come on, this is your Hadouken
I
session.
got like dragon hot fire right now coming out of my mouth because I'm so annoyed. Because it all comes down to the fucking dollar. That's the only reason why that bald-headed, Mr. Clean-looking motherfucker, Adam Silverhead, pops out of nowhere and says, "No, you know what? We do support China, blah blah blah." Because China, who has everybody on their fucking knees with a gun to their head, saying, "I dare you, I fucking dare all of you." Even the gaming companies, Activision, Blizzard, Disney, ESPN, they're all sucking China's dick right now because they don't want to lose any money. The only reason why the NBA and Adam Silver right now are back in China and they want to be on good terms with them is so they can get that Chinese money, son. That's the only reason why, man. I don't give a fuck about anything going on over there because they don't do anything that has to do with politics, bro. It's all about business, man. Don't you know this? Everything has to do with money. Come on, George. You know this shit, cuz.
So George, for all of us out there that don't know the ins and outs, bro, tell us what the fuck's going on with Hong Kong.
Fam, I don't even know how to explain it. Because I was, bro, for like 4 hours today, I was reading on this shit, and it all has to do with extraditing and like a bill. There's an extraditing bill that Hong Kong is trying to release right now, where and this all actually started because of an actual case that happened where a native Hong Kong guy went to Taiwan with his girlfriend or his fiance and he killed her and she was pregnant.
Shit.
And you know what happened? Because that happened in Hong Kong, the guy went back to China and then he admitted to the Chinese police that he did it. He committed the crime. So first of all, Taiwan couldn't even convict the guy. They couldn't do anything to the guy because they didn't have an agreement with China to get extradited and all that. There's no agreements made between the two countries. So because of that, rather Hong Kong, there was no agreement between Taiwan and Hong Kong. So they sent him back to China, back to Hong Kong. He goes to Hong Kong, tells the police what he did, and then the Hong Kong people said they couldn't do anything either because they didn't have a jurisdiction with Taiwan and all that. So because of that, the man ended up being free. Like nothing ever happened to him.
That.
He didn't get convicted. He didn't go to jail. He didn't get no sentencing, nothing. And then that's what led to Hong Kong a year later to start this whole process, which then eventually led to a bunch of protesters, but very violent protesters, going all over the streets of Hong Kong right now and going ham on the authorities, the police. So there's a war going on outside. No man is safe from right now, man, in these Asian streets, bro.
So the whole goal here is for Hong Kong to split from China, right?
Yeah, because right now, Hong Kong, from my understanding, is that so they were a British colony for the longest time until 22 years ago, 97. They became a part of China. Now it looks like they're trying to split themselves from all of them. It's one country, two rules or whatever. I think there's like a term that they call it. It's all over Wikipedia where it's basically one country, but they're like on their own. They have their own governing, right, in Hong Kong. So I think that's what they're trying to do is they want to split themselves from them, kind of like how Quebec is trying to split from the rest of Canada or whatever.
Yeah, because of a black Quebecois.
Who?
The black Quebecois.
Oh, fam, you scared me. I thought you meant a black Quebecer. Like which black Quebecer?
Le black Quebecois.
Oh,
la.
I thought you were gonna say someone like PK Subban or some shit or whatever. I'm like, what? But anyways, so that happened with Hong Kong, and right now it's causing a lot of friction between them and like a lot of other people. And then right now, because China is like they're looking like they're portraying China as the bad guys, and then the general manager of Houston Rockets was backing Hong Kong and he's supporting freedom, blah blah blah. And then that's what led to another beef between the NBA and China. But Adam Silver is all behind China because why? He wants that Chinese dollar, man. He wants them yens up in his fucking pockets. You know what I'm saying?
Fucking right. He wants the
because the Chinese. The Chinese American business going on when it comes to basketball is really big right now. It's been big since Yao Ming, I think, man. So that's been going on for damn near almost 20 years or something, bro.
Bro, honestly, I feel like at some point now, it's hard to split this shit. It's hard to split with whatever the fuck is going wrong and like business ties, fucking operating these huge conglomerates, man, that are like everywhere, man. It's getting messy, bro. Man, you're seeing it every single day, man.
Yeah, like right now you got the Americans commenting on what's going on with Hong Kong and China. You got Trump giving his reaction to the NBA coaches who gave their 2 cents. One of them being Steve Kerr, who didn't really say much because he didn't know what was going on himself. And then Popovich, who's pretty vocal about certain things going on in the world, he always has some shit to say, and usually what he says is pretty legit. And he's always shitting on Trump, and then Trump decided to shit back on him, saying that, he said Kerr is a little wuss. He's a little scaredy cat, little boy, doesn't know how to feel about this. And then Popovich also talking out of his ass, but he's less scared, but still talking out of his ass. So it's funny how that shit goes between NBA players and their own president having little friction. But when it comes to talking about Chinese politics and blah, 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 they're all a bunch of wusses who won't even, say anything just in case that anything might happen to them or whatever. So they might
George, the funniest clip I seen, man,
lose ties.
Was after the game today, the Rockets against the Raptors. There was like a reporter.
That was a few games ago, bro, when Harden hit him with the nutmeg. Is it that game?
Yeah.
Where the guy cried? Yeah, that was not today.
Sorry.
Right?
No,
whatever, it was this week.
No. At some point today, the fucking Houston Rockets, I don't know who it was they played.
Oh, yeah.
But post game.
It was international, right?
Post game, there was a reporter trying to ask both Harden and Russ a question about this whole China thing.
What they say?
They fucking didn't say shit before she finished her question.
Next question.
They came over. No. The fucking like microphone person grabbed the mic from her ass and said, "This is not a relevant question." And she's like, "No, it is relevant. It's impacting the NBA. No, sorry. We're going to proceed to the next question." Bro, they didn't even get a chance to answer. It was the funniest shit you've ever seen in your life. Honestly,
They did.
bro, they dummied her ass.
No, but they actually did a favor for Russ because Russ is infamously known for next questioning people and cutting people off, telling.
He for sure would have done the next
And
question.
and he was happy that the dude grabbed that mic away from like Kanye West did Taylor Swift, you know. So, does it really matter though that like fam, the NBA was living large and making a lot of money, and they were doing just fine business-wise way before they decided to make an agreement with China and expanding their business over there and having games internationally. Now that they have it over there, are you telling me that the money coming from there is a huge chunk of their profits is coming from China or something? Is that why it's such a big deal to them?
But
That
no.
they get a ban?
But honestly, man, an even bigger thing to ask than that is this: How do you draw a line in the sand between like business is business and like ethics is ethics and trying to identify your corporate social responsibility, right? That's a big term. Like that term, corporate social responsibility, that's what dictates what a corporation like the NBA has to do in this case, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, man. I'm finding as I grow up, at some point, the goal here is to try to draw a line in the sand. Because, bro, like business is business and money is money, man. It's hard to try to mix business with like proper operating of one's everyday life. It's fucking hard, man.
It is.
And if you go through dinging people for every single thing, it's like, George, this fucking shirt you're wearing is a sick Nike shirt, by the way. It's like me telling you, if you owned a corporation and you dealt with Nike, are you going to stop doing business with them if it's making you billions? Why? Because, okay, they have kids making their shirts, blah, 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 blah. Okay. And then are you going to do the same thing with your pants? Are you going to do the same thing with your champion socks? Like, every single aspect of your life is influenced, right? It doesn't mean that anything that these companies are doing is right. It doesn't mean that whatever China is fucking doing is right to the people of Hong Kong or vice versa. But, man, I just think you have to deal... Like, the whole idea is that, like, money is dirty. It's evil. Straight up, it's evil, right? So, just, like, allow it to be its own, like, evil entity on the side. As I grow older, I'm changing. Because in the past, I would say, no, it's their duty. They have to do what's right, blah, blah, blah. Now, I'm more of the mindset, George, I'll be totally honest with you, man. Keep your business and your personal life completely separated.
Yeah.
The same way as our homie Biggie said, because then this is where you stick your nose where it doesn't belong. To like, in my opinion, it's not the NBA's business. It's not Steve Kerr's business, Adam Silver's business. It's not Daryl Morey. It's not anyone's business. How China and Hong Kong are like fucking at treating each other. It's up to them to fix their shit. It's up to the UN to jump in. I don't know what has to happen. But this is basketball. You are a fucking sport league. Just take care of your sports business, man. Straight up.
Yo, I think the NBA fans in China are more supportive than the fans we have over here in North America, man. I was watching the Lakers versus Brooklyn Nets, man. I don't know where that game was hosted, but my God, was that crowd ever hyped up, man. Bro, they were wooing and eyeing everything. Even a bounce pass, they were going, wow. Like Anthony Davis did a nice little...
By the way, George likes those new look Lakers, don't you? Yes, you do, bro.
Even if they lost, I don't give a shit. It's just preseason. Nobody really cares about that. Where are these games being played right now, though?
I don't know, but
the Rockets and the Lakers.
Man, every day I see a new video. Like, it's grainy. Like, it looks like an international video. You know what I mean?
It is international.
It is.
Sure,
I don't know where they're playing. But
I mean,
man,
it would be
it's
funny
sick.
as hell if it was happening in China as we speak while all this controversy.
Bro, the fucking NBA is everywhere, motherfucker. That's where it is.
Yeah, but so you see, there you go. That's the reason why. Because the NBA is everywhere. That's why Adam Silver Silver has China all up in his fucking mouth right now. Has China's dick in his mouth.
Yep.
Like the bald whore that he is, I wonder how David Stern would have handled the situation had he still been the commish of the NBA, bro.
Yeah.
Well, yo, man, it was a pretty eventful pod today. We didn't really talk about much. I mean, actually, we did, but
We talked about some heavy shit.
we
man.
talked about some heavy shit, but in terms of the amount of shit, we didn't have a lot, but it was quality over quantity up in this motherfucker.
And that's how it always should be, man.
Yeah.
Straight out.
You know what I mean?
But for all of y'all that have not seen The Joker and you listen to the podcast, listen.
And you're.
I know there's a lot that got spoiled. I know, but it's still worth seeing in person for yourself because it's quite a spectacle. I will be honest there.
If you didn't watch it, you're a joke. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So if you didn't watch it, here we go. Get that motherfucker in your fucking
bro,
grill.
we're throwing you
And
a
if you
Hadouken.
don't watch it this weekend, I'm gonna come pull up to you with the. Yeah, I mean.
Okay,
Yo.
George, honestly, let's end this shit because I got to smoke you in some 2K, bro. I got to get you back.
You serious? Oh shit! Oh shit! Okay. Yo. 2 G's in the pot, baby.
Out.
You know what I mean? Just gotta run this one real quick for the motherfucker. Huh? Yeah. 2 G's in the pod, baby. Episode 36. You heard? George is out here dancing. All right, we out. Peace.
G's up.